Hi everyone, it's Jessica. Welcome back to my channel, Flight Attendant Flipper. I am a flight attendant who also resells clothing and other items on Poshmark and eBay. I haven't posted in a while and I do apologize for that. I promise that I will get better. I recently had a death in the family, and so I've just needed some time. Still need some time, but and just needed some time to kind of deal with that. So I do appreciate your patience, and I promise that I will be putting more content out there about being a flight attendant, about reselling, what works for me, what doesn't work, things of that nature. So today's video is about being a flight attendant. So believe it or not, airlines are now hiring. We are oversold on a lot of our flights, and they will be adding more flights. As I'm sure you know, with this pandemic, they reduced the number of flights and fewer people were flying, but as more and more people are getting vaccinated and restrictions are being lifted, people feel more comfortable flying, and so we have been extremely busy. My company in particular, our flight attendants have been working very, very hard to make sure that our flights are operated, functional, and ready to go. Regional carriers, not so much the mainline carriers, but regional carriers are hiring. Now, first, let me tell you the difference between a regional carrier and a mainline carrier. So a regional carrier are generally smaller companies that do national flights for the larger companies. So if you've ever booked a ticket where it says American Airlines operated by XYZ company, well, XYZ company is the regional carrier. That generally means it's a regional carrier. So regional carriers are hiring, many actually, including my company. We, I think, are looking to hire almost 500 flight attendants this year. So if you are one of those flight attendant hopefuls and you've always wanted to be a flight attendant, I will do some other videos on the ins and outs, but I just want to give you a quick sneak peek at what you should expect for the application process. One, you fill out, you have a resume. It does not matter if you don't have previous flight attendant experience. What they're looking for really is customer service based experience. So whether that be retail or hospitality or anything else, almost every industry I can think of, there is a customer service component to it. So you just need to spin your resume to show, what customer service experience you do have. So the requirements are generally customer service. You don't need a college degree. There are some schools out there. Pardon me, the air conditioning in this hotel is super loud. It's very loud. Anyway, there are some schools out there that they say learn how to be a flight attendant, and if you would like to use those schools, that is totally up to you. I did not, because what happens is once you are given a CJO or conditional job offer, the next step is training. So each company has their own training. So you would then go to the training for that particular company, and generally it's between 4 and 6 weeks for regional carriers, where you're literally in another state at their training facility the entire time. So first you need to have your resume, apply online, make sure all your answers are thorough. I think one of the most annoying parts is that you upload your resume, but then you still have to insert your work history. Make sure there are no gaps in your employment history, or if there are, you can explain them. Then if they're interested, they will contact you and probably either ask for an assessment, a video interview, or perhaps even a live one-on-one video interview or in-person interview. That I'm aware of, they're not really doing too many in-person interviews now because of COVID, so a lot of it is virtual. And there was always the virtual component before, but now it's just a little more so. So let's say that you apply, you get the assessment, then you get the request for the video interview, then maybe you have a phone call. Every company does it differently, but there are at least 2 to 3 steps. Then you're going to get your conditional job offer, and that is awesome. Pat yourself on the back, because thousands and thousands and thousands of people apply and very few make it through. Particularly for mainline carriers, they're statistically, it's easier to get into Harvard than it is to, say, get a job as a flight attendant for United or Delta or American. Statistically, it's easier to get into Harvard. So I remember a few years ago, I think American Airlines had opened their applications for 48 hours, and within 48 hours, they received 130,000 applications. So if you manage to get a CJO, congratulations, you should be very proud of yourself. Now, they're going to give you a training start date, and then you're going to go to training. And training is a completely different animal. You are going to be pushed to the limit, and there is a reason. It's 4 to 6 weeks generally, with 1 day off a week, very long hours, and it's just to kind of give you a sense of our life. I mean, just to give you an example, right now I'm in Philly. My trip was supposed to be a 2-day trip. It then turned into a 4-day trip, and now it's a 5-day trip. And I don't get back home until tomorrow. So you have to be flexible. And my carrier in particular, the company that I work for, we operate for 3 main lines. So depending on what code share, which is what we call the airlines, depending on the code share, we have different uniform pieces. So I have to have all of them with me in case I get a call, oh, you're working a Delta flight. Oh, you're working a United flight. Oh, you're working an American flight. We have to be compliant. And when you are recording these video interviews, by the way, you need to look compliant. So whatever the dress code is for work, you should look that way when you're interviewing. So just to give you an example, like, I'm not totally in my uniform right now, but my makeup is compliant, my hair is compliant, my earrings are compliant, my nail length is compliant. I only have 1 ring on and 1 bracelet, and I have a watch. So it's very important that you are compliant, because it gives them the impression, oh, she knows what our dress code is, or he knows what our dress code is, and he or she is already compliant. So yeah, they're hiring. So if this is what you like to do, and you have 4 to 6 weeks that you can be away from family or friends, I would definitely say give it a shot, because it is a very challenging career, and it's challenging in the sense that you're pulled in many directions sometimes. You have to really pivot on a dime. If you're a person that doesn't like change, this is not for you. This is definitely not for you. But if you like that, if you like the autonomy of not being in a corporate setting and meeting new people every day, and there are many flights where the people are just awesome, and I enjoy meeting new people. And then you have flights where you have 1 or 2 that you wish perhaps maybe we're on a different plane. Oh, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, great. But you can't let them affect your day, because you have to really just kind of compartmentalize and just understand that it's not you. They were probably in that mood before they got on the plane, and they have to deal with a lot too as passengers, particularly with all the restrictions and all the announcements and all the mask policies and things like that. People are not accustomed, so there's a lot of stress involved in flying anyway. What is the question that you have about being a flight attendant? If you had to ask 1 or 2 questions, what questions would you have for a flight attendant? Because I feel like there's a lot that the public thinks about us that is not really totally accurate. But yeah, so this was a quick video to just say, sorry it's been so long. Regional carriers are hiring again. People are flying again, and wanted to help anyone who's looking to make this a career. And I promise I will have other videos soon, because I've gotten a lot of really good things thrifting recently, even Prada. I've been super fortunate, and my sales for April so far have been really, really good. So, well, I will see you soon. Thank you so much for stopping into my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and click the bell so you get notifications for any new videos. And I promise there will be more. I promise I'll be better. Have a great day. Bye.